Alright, you guys, what's going on? It's your boy 360 Stacks in this thing, baby. Representing TKOG. And today I'm going to be covering a DRYTRON combo tutorial for you guys. If you guys like this kind of content and you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button. Click the notification bell so that you do not miss a single upload. And I'd appreciate it if you guys also become a member of my Discord. And if you want to support this channel, I would recommend backing me on Patreon, or even just in general, just telling your friends about me, you know, just to help me to grow. I'd appreciate it. And with that out the way, what we're going to start off with today is I'm actually going to start the combos with weird combo lines, with like weird hands that aren't the traditional, like these two, right? Like this is like kind of your go-to combo. This is your bread and butter combo. Like this is the best combo, the best two-card combo that you have. I want to teach you guys a couple other two-card combos that don't look like they could achieve the same end result. And you should basically, I feel like if you're going to take a deck seriously, you should be familiar with your deck to the point where there's no hand that you draw where you don't know what to do. So what you want to get used to, and I say this to a lot of people, I feel like it flies right over their head, is you want to get used to playing with not optimal hands. You want to play the hands out that you normally don't want to play out. The hands where you feel like you bricked and you don't ever want to draw those hands, because you have to accept the reality that every deck can brick no matter how consistent they are. And sometimes it looks like a brick, but it's just not what you're used to. So instead of showing you Zeta and Alpha in the beginning, I'm going to start off with something like this. Anything that accesses Benton and anything that accesses Zeta. So this is going to be the first two-card combo. And then I'm going to also show you guys Alpha Dubin plus Benton. And I'm kind of just going to show you guys a name plus something else that you contribute. So like to show you guys what you can do. You might not always end on ultimateness, but you want your deck to not be relying on that to the point where if you can't end on ultimateness with fairies, you just can't make a good board. And that is just not like what this deck should be tailored toward doing. I mean, that's like your cream of the crop, your best in board, but you want to get used to making other boards too in case that you get hand trapped too much, or if you didn't open optimally. If you get drolled, you can't even end on that board anyway. So let's start with this combo. So we're going to go Zeta Tribute Benton, and we're going to go ahead and use Zeta to add the Meteonis, and we're going to trigger Benton. So I can go ahead and show you guys what would happen if both of these got stopped. So like let's say you had Extra Foolish Burial plus like a Diviners, either or. These would help you to push through the Zeta. So if the Zeta got hit by anything, you could at least use these to still get access to your ritual spell. All you would need is like any random DRYTRON to tribute, for example. But if you don't have a DRYTRON to tribute, you could still go Foolish Dump and add something else that you would want, and then just no more your Diviner, because this is still going to resolve. So if you already had Diviners, the Benton could just search the Orange Light instead. And what you'll do is just summon the Diviner, search your Fairy, make your Dragoon, and pass with Dragoon and Orange Light with your other cards in hand. But this is just like showing you the combo, right? But I just wanted to point those out because like you can draw additional cards that might not be DRYTRON names that'll still help you to combo through hand traps. And it's important to have all those things just kind of in your mind, you know? You just always want to remember those kind of things because it can fly right over your head and you can end on a board that is not as good as what you were able to make because you already have the cards and just didn't use them correctly. So just be cognizant of that. So we're going to go Zeta Tribute Benton, add Meteonis, and then Benton's effect's going to trigger to add the Diviner of the Heralds. The next thing we're going to do is summon Diviner. We're going to use this effect, dump Arc Light. And what I'm going to add is Megalith Full. If you guys are not adding Full, if you're not playing this package, you're going to have to add Idaten. I'll kind of show you both of them, but this is going to show you why I play Full. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to activate Meteonis, and we're going to send off the Zeta, and we're going to summon Full and use Full's effect to add Benton. This is a lot better for you, trust me when I say it. And then you're going to go Full, Tribute Benton, and we're going to summon out Ophio from the deck, and we'll chain block. You can go Ophio 1, Benton 2, or Benton 1, Ophio 2. At the end of the day, you're going to be searching out an Idaten, and you're also going to be searching out another copy of Fool. So let me go ahead and grab Fool. And essentially what you're going to do next is you're going to use this Ophiel, tribute it, and also the Fool that you searched off of the Ophiel to summon Idatin, and use Idatin. And Idatin's going to go ahead and add back the Meteonis. So like this is going to leave you with an extra disruption because the Fool stays on board, and that's an extra disruption on your opponent's turn. The next thing that you'll do is overlay these two. And believe it or not, all this gives you is like an extra way to extend and also get another disruption, because this board's not going to end on, like this combo's not going to end you on like the optimal board that you desire. So I feel like adding the Fool to it gives you more disruption, which is better for you. But if you skip the Fool, all you do is just search Idatin, summon Idatin, add the ritual spell back, and you're still going to make Beatrice. But here is the other issue that you're going to run into. You do not have another ritual that you can tribute off for the DRYTRON that you would dump. So what you would have to do if you were not playing the Megalith package, you would have to use Beatrice to dump an Eva and search for an Orange Light. And you would basically just be passing on Beatrice with Orange Light, which is not that great. So that's why I'm also stressing the imperative, I guess the importance of the Megalith package, because it lets you combo with hands like these. So what we're going to do next is we're going to use the Beatrice, and we're actually going to dump another DRYTRON name. That DRYTRON name is going to be Alpha Thubin. So what we're going to do next is we're actually going to use Alpha Thubin to tribute the Megalith Fool. This is okay because Fool can be summoned back again from your graveyard off of DRYTRON, Meteonis DRYTRON. So you're going to summon Alpha Thubin, and then you're going to use Alpha Thubin's effect, and you're actually going to add the Herald of Ultimateness. Wait, I skipped the step, my bad. You dumped the Alpha Thubin off of the XYZ. My bad. You're supposed to actually dump the Gamma L10 in here first. Sorry, I kind of skipped the step. Got ahead of myself. And then you're going to use Gamma L10 to summon back the Zeta. And then, you already know it, you're going to overlay these two. And remember, this combo is Ben 10 plus Zeta. You're going to summon Mu Beta Fafnir. And you're going to use its effect. And this time, you are going to dump the Alpha Thubin. Right? And the next thing you can do is go ahead and activate Meteonis DRYTRON, and you're just going to detach from the Mu Beta. And what you'll do here is you'll summon the Ben 10 from the grave. And from here, you're going to go ahead and activate the Alpha Thubin. You're going to tribute the Ben 10, summon it, and you're going to add Herald of Ultimateness, and then Ben 10 is going to trigger. And you're going to search Eva. You are not going to dump Eva off of Beatrice. I can't stress this enough. I said it in my DRYTRON deck profile that it's better to search Eva than it is to dump it off Beatrice, because this is 3 negates as opposed to 2. A lot of people are kind of like crackheads with it, and they're just so used to dumping Eva that it never crosses their mind that they can just add it to hand and then just discard it for cost off of Ultimateness anyways. So the next thing you're going to do is you are going to add the Meteonis DRYTRON from your grave to your hand by targeting. Probably the Mu Beta would be the best scenario. And then you're going to activate Mu Beta. You're going to detach. You're going to summon Ultimateness from your hand. And what you're going to pretty much finish off with is linking these two into Verde Anaconda. And you're just going to summon your Dragoons. So this is a really strong end board. This is very, very strong. If Eva were still at 2, you could basically turn this into... like, you could just dump the Eva instead. So if Eva was at 2, yeah, it would be better to dump Eva off Beatrice, so that way you could trigger Eva on your turn and your opponent's turn. So that would equate to 5 negates, 4 off of this and 1 off of this. But since Eva's at 1, it's better to just have it in hand so that it counts as 2 negates, so that your Ultimateness can trade with the card, then trigger Eva. So that's a lot better for you. So that 2-card combo ends you on Dragoon, Ultimateness, and Beatrice, which is really, really strong. Now what we're going to do is we're going to reset. My bad about that little hiccup. I kind of just got ahead of myself just a little bit. And now, let's put these all back. And I'm going to show you guys another combo that you should know about, which is, this one's more awkward than even the Zeta. Because the ritual spell is so important in this deck. Like, it's one of your key focuses. So... let's say you have Alpha Thubin plus Ben 10. So what you'll do is you go Alpha. And so I should title this video comboing less optimal hands or comboing with brick hands. I don't know. It's got to be something to get the viewers to know that I'm not going to show you the standard 2-card combo and make it the main focus. I can show that at the end, but I think it's better for you guys to learn how to play your deck with your worst hands. Because that's like, ultimately, that's going to make you more seasoned and experienced with the deck in the first place. And that's what I do with my decks. I take the bad hands and I learn how to play with those. But people are so used to the mainstream combo that they don't even know how to do anything but that. And that's a big cripple on them. So you're going to go Alpha Dubin, Tribute Benton for cost. And Alpha Dubin is actually going to go ahead and add the Megalith full. If you weren't playing the Megaliths, you would just add the Idaten. And then Benton's effect is going to also trigger, and you're going to add yourself a copy of Diviner of the Heralds. The other thing that the Megaliths help with too is if you're on a budget and you can't afford Diviners, it's okay to play Manjus because you'll still get 2 level 6s off of Megalith full and also the Idaten that you summon. So that way, if you're not playing Diviners, you can still make Beatrice because of the Megalith cards. So that's another cool thing about the Megalith cards is they make it to where you don't have to play Diviners if you can't afford Diviners. So we're adding these two. Then you're going to normal summon Diviner, dump Arclight. Thank you, Lord Jesus. And then you're going to go ahead and add this super busted ritual spell. Best ritual spell in the game. Meteonis. And from here, you can go ahead and activate Meteonis, send this off, summon full, and use Full's effect to add Benton. You're going to do the same thing. Tribute Benton off, and you're going to grab the Idaten. Well, you're going to grab the Ophio, and Benton will both trigger to search these two. And if you aren't playing full, like I said, just search Idaten instead. And it's almost like the same thing. It's just you're not getting that extra ritual monster that you really need. So, I don't know. It's up to you guys. You don't have to play the Megalith cards, but there's some huge bonuses that come with it. Then you're going to go Ophio effect, tribute itself and full, summon Idaten effect to add the DRYTRON, the Meteonis. And from here, you're going to overlay these. It's imperative to leave a level 6, well, not a level 6, it's imperative to leave a ritual monster on field. So I like to overlay the Idaten and the Herald, because if something happens to Beatrice and I can't go any further, full at least will act as a disruption for me. So we're going to summon the Beatrice, and then we're going to go ahead and activate her effect. We'll detach the Diviner here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. We're going to dump the Gamma. So very similar, right? It's very similar to combo number 1. Just kind of different stats, but it's almost like the same inboard. So you're going to dump Gamma, then you're going to use Gamma to tribute the full. And you can't do this. You can't go this far. Like, you can't make Mu Beta Fafnir off of this 2-card combo after you make Beatrice if you aren't playing the Megalith cards. So this is not accessible to you if you're playing the same cookie cutter list that everybody's playing right now. So then we're going to summon these two, and then we're going to go ahead and overlay into Mu Beta Fafnir and use his effect, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to dump. This time, because you already triggered Alpha Dubin, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to dump the... What's the other name that we would want? We can either dump Draconids or we can dump another DRYTRON. I do want another DRYTRON because I want to trigger Benton again. So what I would probably dump would be the Delta, just so I can get an extra draw, which would be nice. And then here we're going to go ahead and activate this, detach, and we're going to ritual summon for Benton. And then we're going to use Meteonis' graveyard effect, add it back. And then we're going to go ahead and go Delta, tribute Benton. And we're going to trigger the Benton. We're going to reveal this draw a random card off Delta, then trigger Benton to add a copy of Herald of Ultimateness. And then what we'll do is we'll activate Meteonis, detach again. We'll summon the Ultimateness. And you'll link these off into Verde. And you'll end on Dragoon plus Ultimateness, and now because you didn't use Zeta for this combo, now you have to use Beatrice to dump the Eva and get your extra negates off Ultimateness. So it's almost the same exact inboard as combo number 1, just minus 1 extra fairy. So I think these are important to know, and it's also extremely imperative for you guys to just be mindful of the fact that this cannot be achieved without the Megalith cards. You cannot get this far. What happens if you're not playing the Megalith cards is this. When you get to the part where you make your Beatrice, And if this is just off of a 2-card combo. This is not like, oh, I'll always have an extra DRYTRON in my hand every single turn. I never don't draw 2. This is like realistic combos, like where if these are the only playable cards you have in your hand. So when you have made this Beatrice, there's nothing you could tribute for a DRYTRON. If this is just the 2-card combo, self-contained, without anything else, you will need something to tribute off that DRYTRON that you're going to dump. So if you are not playing the Megaliths, what you'll do is you'll summon Idaten, add your ritual spell back, and then you'll use Beatrice, and now you can dump another DRYTRON name, but you still need something to tribute off of him, right? And because you're not going second, it's not like you can... So if you're going second, you could go into battle, attack with Beatrice, and then you could overlay into Zeus, and then you could just use Meteonis and use Zeus as a material, and summon back the Benton. Then you could tribute the Benton off for the Gamma. And then you can summon Beta Fafnir. That's going second though. And I also want to point that out because a lot of people forget that you can do that with Zeus. That's super important to know. So this combo would be easier to achieve with no Megalith cards if you were going second and you were able to summon Zeus, if you were able to. But if your hand was already that weak, the odds are is you won't even get that far through the disruptions your opponent will end on. So again, really important stuff to know. And now we'll kind of do something a little awkward, right? So, let's say you have Alpha Thubin plus Delta. So this is like another really good way that you can end on a nice board that's not like what you're used to. And you know what? To make it even more awkward, let's do Delta plus Benton. So this is like another way. Or even if it's not Benton, another DRYTRON name. But having 2 DRYTRON names, I think, is like a lot better because you can make new beta and just keep going. So let's say you have Delta plus Benton. This is as far as you'll be able to get. So you go Delta, tribute off the Benton for cost. If you have something, you reveal it and draw. You're basically triggering Benton. You will add yourself a Diviner. You will summon the Diviner. You will dump your Arclight. And then you're going to search. And what I would search would definitely be the ritual spell. And then I would activate the ritual spell, send this off, and summon back the Benton. And since you have 2 level 6s, you bet it, you can still make a Beatrice. And this is where it gets kind of funky because this, as far as you go, is based on what's left in your hand. But if you're working just off of a 2-card combo alone, you would just basically detach the Beatrice, and you would go ahead and dump the Eva and get yourself a negate. If you had anything extra to tribute, even if it was like worst case scenario, if it was just like this, right? Even if it was their boss monster, as soon as I find Draconids, maybe he's in this pile. So like even if it was just Draconids, that would work to your advantage because you have something to tribute. But if it's just off this 2-card combo, you could still make a Beatrice, and that's better than nothing. But I will say, if you had to pick, I would just make the Dragoon. So if you have no extra extenders, nothing else that gets another body, I would just make the Dragoon, because Dragoon's better than Beatrice, without a doubt. Beatrice is what you would make if you have an extra random ritual monster to tribute, because if you had a second DRYTRON, you would have just made new Beta Fafnir. So that's like another cool little 2-card combo that is not the best, but you have to be mindful of this stuff if you want to play this deck. You got to know how to play with any hand, basically. And then we can go with Alpha Thubin plus, again, Delta. So this one's like a lot more optimal. It's actually better to draw the Alpha Thubin than the Benton a lot of the times because it's a DRYTRON name that will get you access to Benton, and then you can make Mu Beta a lot easier. So you'll go Alpha, tribute Zeta, add the Princess Katana, then you'll tribute her off, summon him, draw a card if you can reveal something, tribute Benton, add the Diviner, overlay these, go Mu Beta's effect, and what you'll do is you're actually going to go ahead and dump Zeta. You'll summon Diviner, you'll dump your Arclight, trigger Arclight, and you're going to add Megalith Full. If you don't play the Megalith cards, just to say it for the last time, just add your Idaten. So you're going to add the Megalith Full, and the next thing that you're going to go ahead and do is tribute the Megalith Full from your hand to summon the Zeta, and use Zeta to add Meteonis DRYTRON from your deck to your hand. Now what you'll do is you'll activate the Meteonis DRYTRON, detach from you, summon Megalith Full from your grave. Use Megalith Full to go ahead and add Binton. So this is a pretty big combo. This is essentially full combo when you really think of it. Is this sleeve starting to peel? Ooh, gotta get a new outer sleeve. So you're gonna add the Binton, you're gonna tribute it off, summon Ophiel, and then you're just gonna trigger both the effects to search for another Full and an Idaten. And from here, you're just gonna use the Ophiel, stack those off, summon Idaten, use her effect, add Meteonis back from your grave to your hand. Then you're gonna overlay these two into Beatrice. And then you're gonna go Beatrice effect, and you're gonna go ahead and dump. I think in this particular sequence, we are supposed to dump the Gamma, because we need another name to trigger Binton as many times as possible. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we summon Binton. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and activate Meteonis, detach, summon Binton. Then we're gonna target Mu Beta at this back. And from here, we're gonna go ahead and take this Zeta and link it into a Link Kuriboh. I should have been better with my zone placement. Maybe Beatrice was better to be there. And then we're gonna go ahead and activate Gamma L10, we're gonna tribute the Binton and summon Gamma. And then we're gonna summon back a DRYTRON name, trigger Binton to add Herald of Ultimateness. And this inboard is gonna be pretty bonkers. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go ahead and activate Meteonis, send off one of those DRYTRONs, summon Ultimateness, and then we'll take this and this, link them off. Yeah, that's what I meant by my zone placement. Actually, we don't even have to do that. We can actually just do this. So that way the zone placement error is not gonna punish me as much. We can just take the Zeta right here and the Link Kuriboh and go ahead and link those off into Verde Anaconda. And if Beatrice wasn't so pivotal, we could make a IP Masquerena, but we need her to dump the evil on our opponent's turn to get some negates. So this inboard is actually pretty bonkers off of just that 2-card combination, which is basically, when you really think of it, there's a lot you can do when you just tribute Binton for the second DRYTRON you activate. That's all you really need to do. It doesn't matter if the first DRYTRON was alpha. All that matters is the second DRYTRON you activate is tributing Binton. That is really powerful, because when you make Mu Beta with the Diviner in hand, the possibilities just become so much greater, as opposed to one DRYTRON tributing Binton. One DRYTRON tributing Binton still can make a Beatrice, worst case, even if it's the worst DRYTRON name in your deck that doesn't do anything. It's still, this is a crazy inboard, because what you have is Eva giving 2 negates to Ultimateness, Dragoon being an Omni Negate, so that's 3 negates. And then once you're done with those negates, you can actually just go ahead and use the Megalith Full, and you can use it because this is a level 6 right now. So you can use Full plus the Ultimateness. Once you're done with the Ultimateness, all of its negates, because it's not like it's infinite negates, and you'll ritual summon out from your deck the Bathor. And then the amount of pops, you'll see how many pops you get right now. So, because Beatrice is going to be detached on the Idaten, that's an extra pop. So you summon Bathor, so you're going to pop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. So Bathor for 5. So this inboard is 5 pops, 3 Omni Negates, and a Dragoon they still have to deal with. So this is a really strong inboard. Granted that it's not the best opening hand, it's still dang near the same thing as the optimal turn 1 inboard. So what we'll do next is we'll show you basically just DRYTRONs with like no Binton access. So let's say it's like Gamma and Delta. These are like arguably the worst 2 to draw without anything good to tribute. So this is like another way to show you guys you can still do stuff even if it's not what you're used to. Let me check time here. Okay, 24. So this is like the last combo, I guess. If you guys really need a refresher, I feel like, why the heck do you guys need a refresher on this combo? I want to show you guys combos that people don't show you. If you guys really need a refresher on this, I could do it, but every DRYTRON player knows this combo already. My combo for this is a little different because I play Megalith cards, so my inboard is stronger, but it's the same thing that you're used to, right? So I'm just showing you guys weirder stuff. So what you do is you go Delta, tribute the Gamma, or you don't even have to do that actually. You can actually go Gamma, tribute Delta. I think that's better. And then you'll summon the Delta. Because believe it or not, Gamma does not have to summon DRYTRON from your grave. So you just tribute to activate his effect. And because there's one in grave before he resolves, he can summon this back. So then you'll go ahead and overlay these two into a Mu Beta. And then you'll go Mu Beta's effect. You're going to go ahead and dump the... I believe the Alpha Thubin is what we'll dump. Yeah, you dump the Alpha Thubin. This combo is very weird. I'm telling you that now. But content creators don't need to do this. They need to do this stuff more often anyways. So you're going to go Alpha, tribute the Mu Beta. Alpha's effect, search a copy of Ben 10. And then you're going to go Delta effect, tribute the Ben 10, summon it, and then trigger Ben 10 to search yourself a copy of Diviner. These are the combos you guys need to learn. So the next thing you'll do is overlay for your second copy of Mu Beta. You're going to go ahead and summon out Diviner, use Diviner's effect, dump Orange Light, and then use Orange Light to search for the ritual spell. And then you're going to go activate, detach, summon back the Benton, and then you'll overlay these two. And then you're going to go into your Beatrice. You could even make Crystal Wing too. You can make Crystal Wing and Dragoon off this combo because that's Ultimate Zolkin. You add this back from the grave, set it, summon Crystal Wing, use the Zolkin plus this, and go into Dragoon. So you can make Dragoon Crystal Wing off of this combo too. When I say there's so many possibilities, it's not an exaggeration. I'll make Beatrice. Use Beatrice's effect to go ahead and dump. I believe the card we would dump would just be another name that you could trigger that you haven't already triggered. So at this point, it would be Zeta. And then you're going to go ahead and add this back from grave, activate, detach, summon back the... Oh, snap. I forgot to detach Benton. My bad. That's just one small error. So you'll summon back the Benton, and then you'll go ahead and activate Zeta, tributing Benton off. And Benton's going to trigger as well as Zeta. So we'll grab another, because I do play 2 ritual spells. So, where's it at? Grab ritual spell, trigger Benton's effect to go ahead and search for a copy of Ultimateness. It's a weird combo, but it works. And like I said, this is the stuff you guys need to know anyways. So then you're going to go ahead and activate, sack that off, summon your Ultimateness. So like, no, you're not going to end on Dragoon because you need this on the field to dump Eva, but you get Ultimateness with even a couple negates. This is kind of like another worst case scenario combo, but again, I feel personally that you guys need to know this stuff. And if you don't know, now you know. If you do, kudos to you. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. God bless you guys. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. If you want to see optimal combos with good hands, I could show you that too. But I thought this was more important to get out the way because most people already know how to combo with a good hand. They just don't really know what to do with their weird hands. But hopefully this helped you guys. I did this for you guys. I already knew these combos, so this is just sharing with the community. Like I said, be safe. Have a great day, and let me know again how I did in the comment section. And thank you guys. Peace.